Hey Roshin, welcome to the stream. Rightio, so where were we and what were we doing? First off, let's have a quick buzz through our quest, see where we were. We were heading towards extreme crafting, the end. We've gotten into the mining dimension, which does have day and night, unfortunately. Deep Dark. Hey, Red Kangaroos, welcome to the stream. Let's just go and get our quest for the mining dimension done. So if we break these and pick these up, we can then complete our quest. How are you doing, Red Kanga? Because I think even though this is damaged, it should pick it up on the quest. Yeah, it has picked up on the quest. Excellent. Free loot bag. Epic bacon again. Lovely. Not a problem. We'll leave the mining dimension because it's got day and night in it. It's not ridiculously useful. We'll leave that for now. So we have got the quest for the auto sieve, but we don't really need the auto sieve because we've got our auto sieving set up back here. Speaking of which, I do want to throw some gravel through this thing. And we'll throw some sand and some dust through it as well. Gravel, sand, dust. Hey, NVS. Unfortunately, my partner doesn't like beards. My partner has a condition called pagonophobia, which is a fear of, well, not quite. She hasn't got quite pagonophobia. She dislikes beards, and you are my partner is more important than you. Sorry, I can't watch your streams regularly. School is pretty rough. No worries, Kanga. No worries, dude. As long as you are hanging around and just being part of the community, that's all that matters. So I kind of want to get further along in applied energistics, not applied energistics, in Ender.io. Over in storage, it does want us to do things like go through the different storage disks, the security manager, and the crafter. I've never used the refined storage crafter. Tried Final Fantasy 3. Wow, Final Fantasy 3 is proper old school. Or do you mean Final Fantasy 13? Final Fantasy 3 is proper old school. It's good. Like, Final Fantasy 3 is much more the kind of... It's very, very old graphically, but it's got a good story. The crafter is a block that crafts items with patterns. It can take speed upgrades to increase the crafting speed. Patterns meant for the machine automation. The crafter has to face the correct input. So this is like the input block. Okay. That's fine. Over in Draconic Evolution, it wants us to start with the Draconic Evolution information tablet. So, where are we at the Ender.io scale? Because what we need is we need to make the casings for the machines. Not the enhanced machine casings, we just need the normal machine casings, the industrial machine casings, which means industrial powder. So we need organic dye, which means we need clippings and trimmings. I think I was making some. Yeah, Final Fantasy 8 isn't the best way to start playing. If you wanted to play a Final Fantasy early game... Hey, Shend. What do you mean, why do I have a partner? I've had a partner for years. Wonder if I can grind these up into clippings. I've had a partner for like 6+ years. Yeah, these make into clippings. That's fine. So we're getting lily pads in and they can be clippings. Excellent. How goes our Kublai? We have 45 stacks of double compressed. That's actually really good because we can start moving towards the septuple compressed that we need. By the way, if I seem a little bit clumsy while I'm doing this, guys, it's because I'm sitting on a sofa doing it. I don't really know anything. That's okay. And it really depends on also what you want from a JRPG. Like some JRPGs, what do I have a partner for? Like a girlfriend, dude. Dude, a girlfriend. A partner. A person with whom I am involved. Shen is a bit weird. So we need to combine that with green and... So we have a look at this. This is... No. If we have a look at this. This is combined with slime to make green. And how do we make black? Black is pulverized coal. That's fine. That's not a problem. And blue is just lapis powder. Okay, that's fine. So we need some nether quartz and some lapis. And we need some coal. We need to crush these things up. And then we need just slime in general. We've got coagulated blood, which is fine. Because I'm down at my partner's house. Because I'm down spending a week with my partner. Or at least sort of the next 5 days with my partner. While she's at work, I'm going to be streaming. So I'm chilling at my partner's house. Hence the sofa setup. Speaking of which, I can probably shrink this down a little bit. You can stream wherever you want. That's a fair point. However, streaming on a sofa is a little bit more awkward. I've got a keyboard sitting on my lap. And a mouse sitting on the sofa next to me. If I tilt the camera down, you should be able to see, like, here's mouse. And the mouse goes on the sofa next to my leg. And there's my keyboard. Nope, not quite high enough. There we go. So we have more clippings in here as well. And over in the alloy smelter, if we throw this and this... Where's your monitor? My monitor is sitting on top of the computer. The computer's sitting on the floor in front of my feet. That's the computer. And then the monitor is sitting there on top of the computer. So if I'm sitting on the sofa, my head is probably... The top of the monitor is probably about here. So I'm looking down at the monitor. Which is actually quite convenient because I'm looking down towards the screen. And it's actually kind of like fitting with the camera position and things. Quite conveniently. I'd say it's actually a pretty good position, all things told. So we're going to be working on some Ender IO today. We're going to be working on getting some Ender IO up and functional. Nice setup. Well, yeah, I just kind of dragged my PC down here, so... We're going to be working on a little bit of Ender IO. I'm going to get some more Ender IO machines set up. I also want to look at power. Now, power I could go with environmental tech. I could go with the environmental tech solar panels. But we don't have anywhere that is permanently sunny. We don't have anywhere permanently sunny that I could really use. So I need to be thinking about kind of like, if I'm not going to be using somewhere permanently sunny, where am I going to use it? I also want to think about how I'm going to get rid of the lava. So I do want to try that with the... I do want to try that with... Because I do want to basically... Actually, do I have a fire charm equipped? I have a fire charm that has a little bit of endurance left. So if you go above build height, you don't take damage. So what I could do is go... My fire charm has died. No, my fire charm is still there. So if I was to bring some blocks up here. No, I'm streaming on a PC. I'm streaming on a full-sized beast of a PC, and Envious. I will just 1 second. I'll just take away the clipping on the camera. Like, yeah, you don't get that from a laptop camera. Hello! Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you don't get that kind of air of effect from a laptop camera. Like, you can see how far away the screen is from me. I wouldn't be able to type on a laptop if I could do this. Why is there lava everywhere? Because that's what stone block is, Shend. In stone block, the ceiling of the world is lava. So if we go above build, and we go to Central Dome. Yes, I'm playing a mod pack. Pretty chunky mod pack called Stone Block. Clear, you extend your droid arms when we can't see. Hey, Einsrick, welcome to the stream. How you doing? So let's pop back up above world height. Get flying first. So if I was to do something like this. I can tidy up the lava around my base quite easily. Look almost unrecognisable. Yeah, the beard does make a big difference. I like the fact that basically, like, this central portion doesn't have source blocks because the builder actually got rid of the source blocks. So this is actually below build height, this lava, so you can actually use the builder to get rid of the source blocks of it, which is interesting. Hey, Hirsako, welcome to the stream. So while that is getting slowly put away, we'll finish off the bits we need for our machine casings. So we need to put in 16 of this. Oh. God damn it. There. God. There. I'm using an old mouse, so things are a little bit weird. And then the other thing I want to look into is the different power supplies. Now in the quest book it does tell us a couple of different power supplies. We can have solar panels, we can have environmental tech solar panels, and we can have the big reactor reactors. Okay, I'd like to have nuclear craft in this actually, and we could also go for a rainbow generator. Going to try and tune in a bit more regularly, but for now homework is awaiting me. No worries dude, thank you very much for popping in. Will you play Sky Factory 3.0? I'll probably give Sky Factory 3.0 a go. I don't know if I'll stream it or I'll just play a little bit of Sky Factory 3.0, but I'll probably give it a go. I know what Sky Factory is, dude. You look weird without the beard? Yeah, I know that. So, culinary generator, furnace generator. we could have a look at some of the extra utility generators and how hard they are to make. Extra utils. Let's have a look at some of the extra utilities generators. So, I don't think they're particularly hard to make. We need machine blocks, which require redstone and iron and chests, but that's not a problem. We can make a few of those. And then we need furnaces. Ah, we need furnace generators to make the high level generators. Having things in the background is different. It is very different indeed. So we actually need to make a bunch of furnace generators because they're used to convert into the higher level generators. Now what I could do is I could just go for magmatic power. I could also go for leaf block power. Leaf block power is quite interesting. Invar hammer, diamond furnace, and some more viaducts. Nice. I could go for leaf block power because the leaf block generator is reasonably good. The overclock generator, I believe, just uses fluids. I believe the overclock generator burns fluids. Oh no, overclock generator just burns at a much higher rate, but for a lower reward. Okay. Need to make ourselves some TNT. The explosive generator isn't as bad as it sounds. It has a very low chance of actually causing any damage. We're not going to go for the Nether Star generator. Or the Halitosis generator. The Frosty generator we might be able to make now. Death generator we can make. That's not a problem. Disenchantment generator. Ooh, don't have the items for making that yet. Should have my items for making a... No, we don't have any slime. That's a surprise. And then an overworld portal and a deep dark portal. The deep dark portal is sectuple and quintuple compressed and septuple. So we need 1 septuple, 4 sextuple, and 4 quintuple compressed cobble. That's not too bad. And this does complete for us a bunch of the generator quests, which we can grab rewards from. Some of these rewards are really good, so it's worth harvesting a few rewards just to see what we get. But there's nothing particularly wrong with having stuff in the background. Like, a lot of people do different things. Dragon infused obsidian, cryostabilized flux ducts, an awakened draconian block. Now that's good. Some more viaducts. And some ME storage components. See, I got 64k storage drives previously, so that was pretty good. 9 awakened draconium. Now here's the question, because I did get some draconic cores. So I have 24 draconic cores, and I have a bunch of draconium. Could I make myself anything cool with that? Because I now have 8 awakened draconium. Having 3 versions of random reward is pretty derpy. Yes and no. Basically, it comes off the fact that within the config of those chests, you can actually have multiple different kind of almost levels of chests. So you're getting random rewards, but you're getting basically different roles depending on what you pick. I could go straight for Awakened Draconium Seeds. Although I can't make an Awakened Draconium Crux to grow it on. Ooh, we need Awakened Draconium to make the Dimension Builder. That's an edit to the recipe. Very interesting. And then we need to make a bunch of the machine frames. These guys, the simple machine frames. And then we can combine these inside our little dude and make 6 of the more advanced machine frames. Yes, that's true, Becca. Did I beat Final Fantasy, mate? I've beaten Final Fantasy VIII lots of times, but I haven't streamed it through to the end yet. Not quite, Becca. I just finished the end of the tutorial and we're on the start of the game proper, which is the prom night kind of graduation night where we become seeds. So now I should be able to use this to make ourselves a whole bunch of stuff. We could make a proper sag mill. Energized bimetal gears we should have basically en masse. We just need to make ourselves a piston and then we can make ourselves a proper sag mill. You left just before the end of the tutorial. Now let's have a look. These things are going to get full, but we're looking for capacitors. Because we do have a chance of getting capacitors. Got a bunch of glowstone, draconium. Vibrant metal gears. Ah, there we go. There's a capacitor. That's good. We'll have a look at what capacitor that is in a second. Storage upgrades, which is nice. I don't think I see anything else in there that we want to keep, so you can go to extract and just empty yourself into the bin. Fire charm will have... anything else in there look good? No capacitors, so you can go to extract only and empty yourself into the bin. You can go back to insert. And yeah, there's nothing good in there, so you can go to extract and empty yourself into the bin. In the meantime, these guys will put onto draconium, draconic dust, vibrant metal, patient bags, and basic mob ingredients. Oh yeah, of course, it went straight into here. Ooh, a nice mob statue though. Villager, zombie villager. I'll take a mob statue. We've got 8 rain shields in there. Not sure if we need 8 rain shields myself, but well. Look at the jiggly eyes go! It'll do. So now that we've got a sag mill and a capacitor or two, we've got at least one decent capacitor. Now the question is, where are we going to run our cable? Because we've got one cable coming up underneath this guy. If we were to run the cable, say, this way, we can have our machine set up over here. So let's have a look at conduits. Got a few Ender vibrant conduits, so that's fine. So if we pop you down here, what kind of capacitor do we have? We have an enhanced insatiable wonder capacitor. Okay, so it's a wonder grade capacitor. It's not specifically designed for sag milling, because it's not a crushing capacitor, but that doesn't matter. It's still going to be a lot faster than our basic sag mill over here. And we can add 2 more energy cores into our energy array. How goes our storage over here? We've got 9,200, that's not a problem. So the next thing we want to look at is we probably want to look at a... we probably want to look at a alloy smelter. So how are you? We need a couple of energized bimetal gears again, but we should have those again. Like, thankfully, because of the mob drops, we've got a decent amount of some of the more advanced things. So now we just need a capacitor for that. Now we haven't got any mob capacitors, unfortunately, so we're just going to make ourselves a basic capacitor and throw it in there. It would be nice if we could get mob capacitors more easily, but unfortunately mob capacitors don't have stackability, so we can't put them in drawers to get them. So we're just kind of at the luck of these things here. Although, actually, that would be a really good use for our storage scanner. If I grab my storage scanner, and probably 1 Spectre coil if we've got it. We've got 10, that's good. If I put my storage scanner down up here, and I give you a Spectre coil, then we scan out to about 4, 5. So what I can do is I can actually scan for capacitors. I have just a look through just to see what we've got, because this actually does sort things for me and put things in stacks. So for instance, we've got 4 of those. So this is actually a really convenient way of looking through this and knowing that actually out of all the stuff in there, we've got a little bit of dark steel, but out of all the stuff that's in these storage crates, there's not really anything we care about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them all to extract, and they can all get dumped in the bin. So all of these guys are going to empty themselves out into the bin. Which shouldn't take too long. And then once they're empty, I can just set the bag opener just continuing to open and get me bits and pieces that I want. So now what will happen is the bag opener will put items into here, and the items will appear here, and if I want to, I can check what items are coming in via this, and I can just see what my bag opener is giving me. Which is nice and useful. Now we should have a whole bunch of vibrant metal as well. So if we look up conduits in here, we should be able to make ourselves a bunch of these energy conduits. thanks to all the vibrant metal we've got coming in. So let's have a look where we're at. Ender IO wise, we probably want a painting machine. Block detectors. Consumes nutrient distillation power. Consumes power. Consumes Dew of the Void to generate power. What's Dew of the Void? Dew of the Void. Generated from nutrient distillation and grains of the end. Okay. Interesting. But the other thing we were looking at is we were looking at item stands, and we were looking at an empowerer. So now what we can do is we can actually set these up along here. We can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Nope, that's wrong. Come here, you. And then we can make some empowered crystals and things. Should have just enough to fill this out. And I think if we pop this here, that should work just fine for a basic setup. If we look up Redstonia, do we not have any Redstonia crystals? Sure, we have a place for Redstonia crystals in here. I'm sure I should be filtering off Redstonia crystals. Which loot bag do I get Redstonia crystals out of? Redstonia. What's it called? Ah, Restonia, not Redstonia. Ah, I see. It's Restonia. There we go. So if we have a look how to empower this stuff, we need nether brick, redstone, and some kind of red dye, red pigment. So we need redstone, we need brick, which we probably don't have. We do, we have both nether brick and regular brick. And then we need some kind of red dye. Which is a good question. Do we have red floral? We do have red petals. Bone meal and shears. My shears in here. I do have some shears in here. Hopefully wooden shears work for this. Let's go back to our grass. A little bit of lag in this area, which is interesting. I wouldn't have thought I was going to get lag in this area, but... a lot of lag in this area. Why are we only getting 10? Why are we only getting 10 frames in this area? There's nothing in this area. There we go. 60 frames. Oh, is it because the lava's slowly dripping away? Is it when I look at the lava? Might be when I look at the lava. Yeah, it's when I look at the lava because the lava's moving. All the petals. Plenty of red dye coming from this. Without any problems at all. If we grab our mortar, and there's 64 red dye. Now the question is, how expensive is this in this mod pack? Damn it, I think it needs to be bigger. Let's go and grab some more Ender.io energy conduits. So let's try this again. I'm a little bit further apart. I believe if we now just cycle all of these in, there we go. So what is the energy cost of this? It doesn't actually tell me what the energy cost is. However, it looks like we're keeping up with the energy cost pretty easily. So the energy output can't be that high. Because we've got no energy capacitors, we've got no energy storage going on. So the fact that that like barely even touched our energy supply is a nice sign. So now that we've got empowering abilities, the empowered Redstonia itself has a couple of uses that we want to have a look at. The infrared goggles are a Action Editions item that gives us infrared sight, which can be quite useful. The drill items, not so much. The leaf-eating generator. Now this is a power generator that does interest me greatly. The phantom faces are useful as well, but the leaf-eating generator does interest me greatly, and it's not difficult to make. The reason it interests me greatly is there's actually a couple of decent ways of making leaf blocks in this mod pack. One of which is through the bonsai hoppers. These guys, which we actually have the ability to make a few of, I think. We just need to make a few hoppers, because we've got plenty of iron at the moment. Can I play some Battle Royale games? I'm not a big fan of Battle Royale games. I don't really enjoy the Battle Royale genre. Nothing bad against people who do enjoy it, it's just not really for me. I could. I mean, Realm Royale is probably the closest thing to a Battle Royale game that I enjoy. So let's see. Let's grab Mineral Sapling. What about the Bloodwood Sapling? Can I put you in a bonsai? No, I can't. Aww. The Ghostwood Sapling. Do you go in a bonsai? No. Desert Acacia does go into a bonsai. I never said I can't afford them, Envious. I said they're not my kind of game. Just because it's free doesn't mean I'm going to play it. I need to actually... It needs to be a game I'll enjoy. Like, I'm not going to just randomly start playing a game just because it's free. That would be kind of silly. We've got some paperbark saplings, so I'll put paperbark sapling in. We could also make a string sapling. Is it a web sapling? Yeah, a web sapling. What other saplings could we want? We probably want an oak, because we'll get apples from that. A rubber tree sapling. Can I put you in a bonsai pot and get rubber out? Yes, I get sticky resin out. Excellent. That's 5. Let's throw in a spruce sapling, a dark oak sapling, and a jungle sapling. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 8 saplings. Lovely. And for now, we will just rack them up along this wall. There we go, we've got a bunch of saplings growing, which will get us leaf blocks. The leaf eating generator generates 300 RF every time it eats a leaf. So you need to be able to provide it with a constant supply of leaves. But because these things have a chance of producing leaves every time they grow, which is reasonably fast. Although no leaves got produced that cycle. Got some mineral berries, which is useful, mineral torches and things. I'm hoping we get a decent number of leaf blocks out of those things to provide with provide for a leaf generator. How about playing some racing games? Do you enjoy them? Yeah, racing games can be quite fun. I think probably my favourite racing games are the Wipeout Fusion sort of Gravity Racer style ones, but there's an Infernium Furnace. Ooh, an AoE charm, mining charm. Nice. It's actually quite useful. So we're going to make a Prudentum Furnace. And it's one of the common mistakes people make is they don't realise that upgrading these furnaces doesn't just increase their efficiency, it also increases their speed by roughly the same amount as the efficiency increase. So we can actually make some pretty powerful furnaces early game. It's one of the bits of advice. Ooh, a Silk Touch chance pendant used for retrieving chance cubes. Nice. So we can actually pick up chance cubes if we put them down in the wrong place. That's super useful. And we make a block U now. Excellent. But we still need to make a little bit more of this, which means making a little bit more of this. Now what we could do is we could look at making an automated machine that would cycle up through the different types of material, which might be quite useful because we will need quite a few of these in the end. And I think probably the best way to do that is probably with the 7 chance cubes. Nice. So now let's have a look at the difference between these two things. So let's put a piece of coal in each one. And bear in mind the diamond furnace is expensive. And let's just grab 2 stacks of oak wood just so that we can compare. So this guy, he's going to use up 1 piece of coal and make some of those. And this guy's going to use up 1 piece of coal. So roughly now with the Supremium furnace, we're cooking actually a little bit faster. So this thing is up to, bear in mind I set this thing going first. This thing's up to 8, this thing's up to 8. So this thing's probably cooking a little bit slower, and this is a diamond furnace. So bear in mind this thing costs 8 diamonds, 8 gold, 8 iron. So it managed to make 10. This thing's still making, and it's probably a lot quicker actually. So fuel efficiency wise, this thing is way more efficient. It's cooking off a single piece of coal and it's only halfway done. It'll probably be able to do a stack off a single piece of coal. And it's a little bit faster. Tiny bit faster. So I think that's kind of the end of our use for our diamond furnace. I don't think we really need the diamond furnace anymore. Now, it will be nice if we can get up to a Supremium or an Ultimate Furnace. The Ultimate Furnace requires a bit more than just essence, though. However, we need a lot more essence for that. Because we are not generating essence ridiculously fast. I mean, we've only got 266 essence. Now, part of that is because our essence storage isn't that efficient. But there's other reasons as well. Have we got any nether stars sitting in our patient bag openers? Nope, but we do have a patient bag opener that isn't being used. So let's grab a patient bag out of there and throw him into this one. And he can just continually cycle, making the same stuff over and over again. Looks like all of the lava has washed away apart from this bit right at the bottom. And this allows us to just see what's going on in our mine shaft and just tidy up a little bit. Here we go. So this is the area that didn't get mined out properly. Quite thick actually. I'm surprised it's this thick, the area that didn't get mined out properly. Ah yes, of course we don't have auto mining, so let's grab the builder. Of course we can't vein mine. Where did I put my RF Tools builder? I leave my RF builder in here? No, I haven't left my RF builder in here. Where have I put my RF builder? Oh yeah, here's my RF builder. I mean, the other thing I could look into doing is setting up a flux network for transferring power. Phantom faces as well, lasers, a couple of different ways. Flux networks are probably the most just generally efficient way of doing it. But I have used flux networks recently in Modern Skyblock 3. Let's do 14 by 14 by 20 and with 0, 0 offset. Oh yeah, we want it to be a box. Not sure why there are light sources around here, but... And see that this thing, even with just a few of these things, is pretty efficient. So that's as far down as it went. Oh, wow, it actually took a chunk out the wall because I didn't offset it properly. Okay, that's fine. So what direction is this? This is... first one. And it is towards the positive. So we want to set it off by 2 in that direction. And by... minus 10. I mean, this would make a very efficient mob spawner because it is now top to bottom at the moment, but... Don't you shoot arrows at me, you scum. Well, I think you guys are about to fall into the void. So... I mean, hope you guys are about to fall into the void. I do love that there are some people that say setting up the builder is slower than doing it yourself. And it's like, really? Because the builder's pretty dang quick once you give it power. I mean, this isn't even it's at maximum power. This isn't even my true form. So now that we have done that and we've tidied all of that out, we can get rid of the glass up here. And we can just have this lava flowing down nice and smooth and clean and tidy. It'll be nice tidy flow all the way down to the bottom. Which is, of course, again, going to cause a little bit of lag, but that's fine. I get a nice, clean flow. Now, this also means that we've got access to starlight or to sunlight in the center, so I could look at some solar power. I could look at some elements of solar power if we wanted. For now, at least, we're getting this array set up. And we are getting a decent amount of Grains of the End now, so I could set up or could try and setting up a decent sized capacity bank and seeing how much energy we've got flowing in or flowing out of this array now. So how many Grains of the End have we got? We've only got 6 actually, that's pretty bad. We're also running a bit low on metal because we're not auto-compacting any of this. Compactor. So we've got compact machines. We have got a compactor. Yeah, this guy. This is the guy we want. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want this guy, because this guy can auto-compress things for us. And so what we want to do is we want to attach this guy to the storage drawers. So we're going to use a storage slave for that. And then we're going to need a filter for the Ender.io conduits. And a decent filter. We probably want an advanced filter, but that means we need a Z-Logic controller, which means we need a slice and splice. Which means we need a bunch of Soularium, and Soularium is made in the alloy smelter with gold and soul sand. Now, one thing I will say is that we've got the basic capacitor in here. I'm actually going to switch this out for the Wonder Capacitor. The Wonder Capacitor acts like a much stronger than a basic capacitor. So you can see with the Wonder Capacitor in here, we're still generating... That's Soul Glass. I want you to make me Soularium. There we go. Soul Glass. It's used like normal glass. It's just used like normal glass. I wonder what Soul Glass does. Ghostly Glass. Ooh. Can I walk through it? Oh, I can walk through it, so that's what it is. It's pass-through glass. Nice. And it does shatter when you break it. That's fine. So we can make some more of that later if we want to. Let's make ourselves a slice and splice. And we need a soul machine casing. So how do we make ourselves a soul machine casing? That requires a simple machine casing and soul attuned quartz, which requires organic brown, which is twigs and prunings, which come from grass, shrubs, ferns, certain leaf blocks. Okay. So let's make ourselves some more shears. And we'll grab some bone meal. And we'll just go and get ourselves some grass. Oop, a little bit of a lag spike there. You. There we go, that should be enough because the drop percentage isn't too bad, I don't think. If we have a look at these. From grass, the drop percentage is 5% chance. Actually, that's not great. We could give it a grinding ball because now we have a proper sag mill. We can give it a grinding ball to up the secondary drop chance. So what are we looking at? Secondary drop chance of 215. And that's a Soularium grinding ball, which is what we're making. Excellent. So we're making plenty of Soularium. So we can actually use this to make ourselves a Soularium grinding ball. 24 Soularium grinding balls quite cheaply. So we should get bonus output and bonus secondary outputs. Which, fingers crossed, means we're going to get some of those little trees. If not, we might need to look into getting dead bushes. So, dead bushes come from... Where do we get dead bushes? Twigs and prunings, dead bushes, shrubs. Doesn't give us a recipe for shrubs, unfortunately. Dead bushes we can make from saplings and shears. That's not too bad. So we've got 100 of these. And you can see what the Wonder Capacitor does just for speeding things up. The Wonder Capacitor makes things so much faster. So then we need to combine these twigs and scrapings with slime. This is why I'm kind of hoping I'm going to get more capacitors out of my mob farm in the long run, because the capacitors in the mob farm, the loot capacitors, are usually pretty good. No capacitors in there at the moment. Anything we want to keep in there? Doesn't look especially like it. Got some more of these, which we can just throw into random drawers. Iron, lapis, steel. Doesn't look like there's anything in there we particularly want to keep. So I will do the same cycle again. And we'll set these guys to extract. And they can just empty themselves out into the bin, and then we'll set them to insert again, and we'll get whatever we get from the loot bags. Now what I might do is cycle this down to, or cycle this up to a 64-point loot bag. Because I don't know where we're most likely to get capacitors from. If we look at the loot bags... Seeing if these drop capacitors. Doesn't look like these ones drop capacitors. The epic loot bags drop capacitors. It's possible, but I'm not seeing them. So what about the legendary ones? Again, possible, but I'm not seeing them. I wonder which level is the most likely one to drop loot capacitors. And we've still got our awesome little mobs just coming up out of the floor and getting eaten by our mob farm, getting eaten by our mob consumer nice and quickly, which is good. Hey, Tart. BSO7 is a streamer group. And basically they list the active BSO7 streamers. It's called the Broadcasters Salute, and it's a way of small streamers and medium streamers kind of acknowledging each other. Every now and then, if I think there's someone from BSO7 in the chat, I'll just say hello and sort of introduce them to the people who are watching stream, things like that. What on earth are you? Looting upgrades for Woot. Nice. Let's slice and splice. So the slice and splice requires this guy, which requires this. Which we should have everything except the black dye for. If memory serves, the black dye requires us to mix pulverized coal with slime. That's not too bad. We've got plenty of coal and we've got plenty of slime. And we can put the wonder capacitor over into our grinder, which will just make our grinder a lot faster. And because we've got the Solarium grinding ball, we'll get a few extra drops from this. Thank you. I'm wearing glasses because the screen's a little bit further away because I'm at my partner's house at the moment, hence the sofa. You can see in the background. Hello, sofa. Good sofa. Because I'm just sitting playing on the sofa at the moment. Thank you very much to Elf Daughter, Savory Kurt, Portal Master Arca, Everyday John, Empolo, Toadnet for the hosting over on Twitch. And then we can mix this with slime. We'll use the wonder capacitor again, because it just makes things so much faster. It's the equivalent of having an octadic capacitor if you have a wonder capacitor in there. And octadic capacitors require us to make so much stuff. Like one double layer capacitor is 2 capacitors, and then one octadic capacitor is, I think, 2 more double layer capacitors. There's the octadic capacitor. Yeah, so we need 4 capacitors just to make one octadic capacitor. And then we'll make ourselves a few simple casings. Or one simple casing for now, because the simple casings do require a grain of infinity every time. And now we can make ourselves a slice and splice. And the slice and splice requires a pair of shears and an axe. Axe is pretty easy to make. We can just make ourselves an iron axe. And then we need silicon, which we've got. Got silicon. We need redstone. We need 2 solarium. And we need a zombie head. And this is going to make us a Z-Logic controller. And the Z-Logic controller is going to be what's... Oh no, we need 2 silicon, 1 redstone. Whoops. Got it the wrong way around. The Z-Logic controller is going to be what's going to allow us to make a filter for our Ender IO conduits. An advanced filter. And we want an advanced filter because the advanced filter is going to allow us to filter out a lot more kinds of ore. So if we look at the advanced filter, we're going to need paper, redstone, and Z-Logic controller. And then if we grab some item conduits, we put you in here, we can now go this, and this, and this, and this. And this, 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 this. So Ardite, Cobalt, Gold, Silver. I just got a text message, guys. 1 second. Oh, text message. Who are you from? Dropping everything all over the floor. I have been gifted most of a treacle tart. You are welcome to share it with me. That would be my partner at work. So apparently someone at work has given her a treacle tart. Excellent. So that's copper, osmium, nickel, iron, aluminium, and then we want to have to decide between tin and lead. I think probably we can get rid of the ardite in exchange for lead. And then we want to go insert and then extract always active. %478% full. Okay. And then this should be pulling these items out. And what we're going to do is going to go try 2x2 recipes. And then I think we need to give this power, don't we? Yeah, we need to give this power. So let's grab a Spectre coil or two. So there we go. That's making that nice and quick. Then if we put this to extract always active, insert, and this isn't extracting at the moment. So then what we need is we need another crate. Should max out our power array for now. Let's grab a crate. We can go... all of you go into here. And insert, extract. So now we've got lots of copper, lots of nickel, lots of osmium, iron, gold, tin. Then we need some more item conduits made. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Hey. Dang advertisements. Because that advertisement played, I'm going to get demonetized. Ah, well. And we're going to go insert. And then we're going to go extract. Active with a redstone signal. And then we're going to put a lever down on this bit. And then we're going to have the ability to turn the extract on and off. So lever, we should have some levers. We do. Lovely. That fills our smeltery up with copper. And what comes after the copper? Is it something that mixes with copper? It's aluminium. So we do have aluminium brass to worry about. But for now at least we've got quite a bit of copper to work through. And I can probably actually switch this onto always active extract. Because this will pour into here and make us blocks as well. So let's have a look at making some of the storage crates. Just to get the quests out of the way. I've never really used these storage crates before. These guys. They're pretty easy to make. 4 iron, and then 4 gold, and then 4 diamonds. Hey Shibi, welcome to the stream. That's not bad, but for 4 diamonds, like, that's not great. Compared with the fact that these storage crates don't cost any diamond at all. Droid's always had glasses. Droid just doesn't normally wear glasses because the screen is normally further away. So Droid doesn't normally need to wear his glasses because the screen is normally closer. But the screen is currently sitting on top of the computer in the middle of the living room floor at my partner's house. So we're a little far away from the screen. So Droid is wearing his glasses. That's fine. You can find me weird while I'm wearing my glasses. I take no offense at this. Let's turn that off so that we don't accidentally put too much in there and end up making aluminium brass. And now we've got 23 blocks of copper being poured out through this at the moment, which is great. So the next thing is the quantum storage unit. Quantum storage unit. Requires obsidian, iron and a diamond crate. We can also make a paint mixer that way as well. So can hold up to is that 214,748,000? No, it's not. It's 2,014,748,000. Nope. 2,147,483,647 items. That's a lot of items. More viaducts. I'm gonna have to do something with the viaducts. So that's just like mega mass storage. That's weird. I'm not quite sure how that works because I can't just like put stuff in. Weird. Very weird indeed. I thought I should just be able to shift click things in. And then you've got the quantum tank, which stores millibuckets of fluid. And then you've got the black hole tank and the black hole unit. The black hole storage is a little bit more interesting to me because you can actually, if you have a look at the black hole unit, you can put 4 black hole storage items in it, so you can have in one block 4 super deep storage. Fortnite's better than H1Z1? Very possibly. So we've got the black hole unit, we've got the black hole controller and the black hole tank. The black hole controller is the thing. It allows you to put 9 black hole units into it. So 9 times 1 billion. Now these things are a little harder to make because you need Eyes of Ender and you need machine frames. In a way, they're harder to make. But at the same time, I suppose the hardest thing is the plastic. Because we don't actually have that much plastic. We have a latex processing unit and we have a tree fluid extractor. Do we have a mechanical user spare? No, we don't. We can make a mechanical user though. Out of a dropper and some other bits and pieces. So what we can do is we can pop the mechanical user here. We can pop the tree fluid extractor here. Nope, have to face the other way when we put it down. It's not a problem. We can pop it here. And then we can pop our latex processing unit next to it and just run pipes between them. There's a stack of oak logs, which you can just pop in there. There we go. And that will just continually provide that with logs. A couple of ender fluid conduits. And like so. Extract always active, don't insert. Insert, and then we need a water source. Which we can use a sink. It's a sink, but we can use a sink if we want. However, do we have any infinite? We've got the Mystical Agriculture theoretically infinite water source. We've got the watermill, we've got water spreader. The water spreader sounds pretty useful. Nope, doesn't look like we have anything else other than the sink, unfortunately. That's fine. Pop the sink on top of here and set it to always extract. And there we go. So we've now got latex fluid and we've got water fluid. And we'll just start generating a nice consistent supply of latex for plastic. So now we're getting some leaves in. We're getting in a bunch of different leaves. And the leaf generator is pretty good. So if we have a look at the leaf generator, we just need to make ourselves a quick coil. I mean, to be honest, it's to each their own, really. Wait, what did you just... Oh! Apparently the chicken nests count as leaf blocks. I did not know that. I was not aware that the chicken nests from Roost counted as leaf blocks. But apparently they do. That's fascinating. Count as leaf blocks. That's just so weird. You can see that this thing is generating power each time it breaks a leaf block. The question only becomes then, can we provide this thing with enough leaf blocks for it to generate a crazy amount of power? Because this thing, each time it breaks a leaf block, it's generating 300 RF. And I think it can break one leaf block a tick. That there generated 18,000 RF just from the leaves we got from that. So the question would be then, can we use this thing to generate a crazy amount of RF by providing it with leaves? I mean... To be honest, like the amount of leaves we generate from the bonsai tree pots doesn't seem high enough. Because if you think growing a single tree will generate you a good pile of leaves. Growing a tree will generate you, what, probably about 60 leaf blocks, if you generate a tree, if you grow a tree. Whereas those aren't generating us that many leaf blocks, they're generating us instead probably... one leaf block for every 2 logs we create, which isn't really what we're looking for. So we might need to look into that. So do we have any more capacitors coming through in our loots? We do. We have a enhanced capacitor. It's about the same as a double layered capacitor. We have a atomic capacitor, which I think is actually the top layer of capacitor, and a wonder capacitor. Excellent, so we've got 3 more capacitors that have come through, which will allow us to kit out our machines with much better capacitors than the ones we can make. Ooh, and some diamond ones. Let's throw those into stuff that we really care about. Let's say that one and this and maybe you. Other than that, Ardite ingots, 12 Ardite ingots, that's not bad. Iridium shards, they're kind of useful. A whole bunch of tier 3 chance pendants, which is kind of cool. And a whole stack of a whole sort of 12 sushi. That's not bad at all. We've also got 4 cows in a jar. Let's take our 4 cows in a jar. Why not? Not really sure about the rest of it. These are probably all full now. So we will do our usual cycle of extract everything, and extract everything. And it'll just dump it all in the bin. And it appears that this level of bag, which is the purple bag, the epic bag, is where we're going to be getting our capacitors from. So let's have a look at the... So we've got the simple atomic capacitor. No, open the machine. So let's just grab some stuff we can alloy quickly. What can we use the alloy generator to make? Alloy smelter. Let's have a look at the uses of the alloy smelter. The uses of the alloy smelter. We can mix redstone, gold, and glowstone. We can mix gold, iron, and redstone. So if we grab some redstone and we grab some iron, let's put you in and let's have a look. So this is the wonder capacitor with explosive. We've got a wonder capacitor with insatiable. We have an atomic capacitor and we have a enhanced capacitor. So I think they're like this. So if we put the enhanced capacitor in, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. So let's try this again. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9. So about 9 seconds. The description's messed up, is it? Why is the description messed up? Oh yeah, I left my Final Fantasy description in. Sorry about that, Blood Flood. How are you doing today, Blood? So then we have to look at a wonder capacitor, and we're looking at 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So that's like roughly half the time. And then we put in the atomic capacitor, and the atomic capacitor does... The atomic capacitor is... Oh, it's a capacitor dud. That's why it's an atomic. It's simple atomic because it's for the atomic machines, but it's a capacitor dud. Okay, the capacitor dud's useless, but doing good. Had 3 tests today. Awesome. So let's throw a wonder capacitor in that as well. So we've got a wonder capacitor in... So we've got wonder or enhanced in all of the machines. That's fine. Sushi. Give me sushi. Tasty, tasty sushi. So we're working on plastic to get the black hole tanks. That's good. And the Supremium Furnace makes this reasonably easy. And the other thing we want is we want to make dirt seeds. Because we want dirt seeds so we can make dirt, which means we need level 1 crafting seeds. Which means we need base crafting seeds. Which should complete a quest for us in Mystical Agriculture. Which it does. And then we go to Tier 1 crafting seeds, which might complete a quest depending on what they want for the Tier 1 seeds. It does. So we don't actually have to make any particular seed. But if we make the dirt seeds and we look up mystical fertilizer, we can go and make some dirt because we want a whole bunch of dirt for our mystical farm. And although we have some slimy dirt, which is kind of cool, we do not have the dirt for the mystical farm yet. mystical farm that is through here. So this is going to be the setup for our mystical farm. We've got at least one of these high-level draconic growth enhancer things, but I don't think it's really enough, the one. We're going to probably want a whole bunch of them, because I think those are the best growth accelerators we have. We don't have lily pads of fertility. We do have the growth accelerator blocks from Mystical Agriculture, which requires blocks of Infernium Essence, Diamond, and Stone. We could make a whole bunch of those. The growth crystals we need to get into potion making to make, but that's not that bad. It depends really on kind of like how easy it is to mass produce essence, I suppose. And we should probably get into making some Infernium seeds. In fact, we probably have a bunch of Infernium seeds from one of the things. This has 26 redstone essence in it because it's just been growing slowly. Just want to make sure this area is loaded in the chunks. Yeah, it looks like it's loaded in. We'll just make sure we load in this bit as well. Yeah, it's definitely loaded in the chunks. So this is slowly growing. And what we can do now we've got that is if we do, I think it's this. Yeah, we can make a whole bunch of dirt from our dirt essence to expand that. What seeds do we have? We've got normal seeds, we've got overgrowth seeds. I'm sure we've got some Infernium seeds. Yeah, we've got tier 1 Infernium seeds. Whole bunch of them. Hey, Thaddeus, welcome to the stream. How you doing, Thaddeus? I should probably set up a teleport for that. How are you doing today, Thaddeus? So let's pop you down. I could use the builder to do this, but not importante, really. And we'll hoe this all up. I'm pretty good, Tad. I'm pretty good. Thank you for asking. I'm not really sure how far that thing goes out. I think that might be the limit of it there. So I think it might be limited to coming out to like here. Don't think it can do these last 2 rows outwards. That's fine. Yeah, it's limited to coming out to here. So what we can do is we can throw down a bunch of Infernium seeds here. And we can make a whole bunch of Infernium essence from this guy. I mean, I could move him, what? Could move him to here. He'll just be a slightly better position there for what we want. And you, and then you. And then we can do this and just fill this area out with as many of these seeds as we can fit so that we can just farm in essence. And what we need to do is we need to set out some kind of auto extract for this guy. By the way, this is a really clever way of doing this. This thing sucks up power really fast if you don't have it set to slowly work. And all I've done is set a timer up so that every now and then it just does a little bit of the work. And when it gets to the end of this bar, that's when it harvests everything. That's actually a really good way of setting it up, is just a tick timer. You don't need anything particularly fancy. A little bit of free redstone. And the other thing we want to have a look at, actually, we want a dry rubber because we want to throw him in here. Probably with tiny charcoal, because otherwise it's going to be like one piece of charcoal is worth 40 casts or something in that. Silly. Watering cans. So we have got essence watering cans, which require us to make an Infernium fertilization core. Which we do require 3 fertilized essence for. And for that we have to, okie dokie, so that's fine. So the other thing we can do is we can make a watering can from tiny progressions. Let's grab one of our 77 buckets, that'll do. And grab a watering can from tiny progressions, which is good. The watering cans from thermal cultivation I don't think are particularly useful. And again, I forgot to set up a teleport for it. These teleportation books are so useful if you have a source of XP, which we do because we have a mob farm. And essence farm. There we go. So we have that guy done. Oh, I just have to stand here. I don't even have to... Oh, that's actually quite good. Now, I don't know if we get the 5% chance of... I don't know if we get the 5% chance of mystical fertilizer if this thing harvests. So we'll have to keep it going for a little while. See if we can get, say... If we have like 100 harvests, so a stack and a bit of essence, that should be more than enough for us to tell if we're going to get the... That should be more than enough for us to tell if we're going to get the mystical essence effect. Now we should only need 3 mystical essence, I think, because I think once you get past the first core... no, you need 3 for each core. Okay, that's fine. Do we need the previous core? Yeah, we need the previous core and 3. Then lapis, that's not particularly expensive. Previous core 3 and gold, again, not too bad. Previous core 3 and diamond. And then you go up to previous core 3 and nether star. Well, we're not going to go up to the nether star one. We might go up to the diamond one if we can get enough essence together and get enough mystical agriculture essence together. Better way to water. 5x5 area. How do we make this? Reinforced obsidian. Reinforced obsidian ingots is obsidian and iron. Okay, that's not too bad. And then we need a nether star. Let's go back to the central dome. These guys we need to make from this. And then the nether star we might have. We do. So we can actually make the better one of these. Oh, that's much faster. Here we go. Okay, so I don't think this guy is making mystical agriculture essence, the mystical fertilizer. So I think probably what we're going to have to do is manually farm these things up until we get some essence. That's fine. We're not looking for this thing to be a perfect harvester that's going to get us the max we always sort of Come on. Keep growing for me. Come on, fertilizer. This is how we get fertilizer, isn't it? Bone meal works when we crops drop chance 5%. And is that from, I think that's from any resource crop, including the essence crops. Because I think, pretty sure I saw it drop from the dirt crop while we were bone mealing the dirt crop. He hasn't gotten any yet. I'm actually going to just take you off for now. Come on, fertilizer. Does it say I'm playing Final Fantasy VIII on Twitter? It shouldn't. It says I'm playing Minecraft on my end, Jamia. I'm sorry if it says Final Fantasy VIII on your end. It does say Minecraft on my end. Yeah, I just double checked my thing. I've clicked update a second time, so hopefully it will update now for you if you refresh the page. Not Minecraft. Twitch can sometimes be a little bit finicky about updating what your stream says, even if you click the update button. But I am playing a series of Final Fantasy VIII on the channel, Jamia. I'm going to be going back into Final Fantasy VIII tomorrow. Tomorrow about midday to 2 p.m. Sometime between midday and 2 p.m. start on Final Fantasy VIII tomorrow. And we just finished the seed mission, the tutorial mission for Final Fantasy VIII. So we're going to be getting into the next section of it, which is the mission to the first city where we see the sorceress. I can't remember what the city's name is now. Timber? Is it Timber we're going to? Yeah, because it's the Timber Press, isn't it? Sorry to disappoint if you were looking for Final Fantasy VIII. Twitch is being silly. Yeah, one of the problems is with Twitch is that it gives you a back end with some very nice buttons to it, but the buttons don't seem to do anything. It's one of those weird things where you have the buttons and then you push the buttons and the buttons don't seem to do anything. How are you doing today, Jama? Is that Jamiana? 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 Hey, Jamiana, welcome to the stream and the SSD. Please try to process as much data as you can while you're here. Am I seriously not getting any fertilizer from this? I just need 3 so I can start down the line of mystical agriculture watering cans. Although this watering can is pretty OP considering how cheap it is. Yeah, it costs a nether star, but nether stars aren't that hard to get hold of with patient bags. Come on. Damn you. Got a whole bunch of Infernium seeds from that as well. I'm pretty good, I'm pretty good. I followed for the random, perfect, enunciated British voice. Thank you very much. I do like a little bit of enunciation. One of the things I think is lost very much in our society is the fact that a lot of people do not appreciate a good bit of enunciation, a good bit of pure, properly pronounced English. I am proud to be a pronunciator. So let's get some aluminium cooking. Some aluminium and some iron cooking. Don't care about losing this little bit of copper because we have just so much copper. Beautiful. So what we're doing at the moment is we're just kind of settling into stone block and just getting a few bits and pieces up and running, getting a few bits of this and that set up so that we have basically endless resources. Because that's kind of the goal of any Minecraft mod pack like this, is to get yourself endless resources. And that's kind of where we are. And I forgot to set these back into insert mode. Let's hope you get far and the title of the game finally changes. Fingers crossed. I've completed Final Fantasy VIII before, but I really like old school JRPGs. And I kind of got... kind of found out that very soon Grandia is going to be coming out. And Grandia is a very old school RPG. It's a very old school RPG. Ooh, pizzas. That's something we have a ton of. Let's grab some pizza for food. It's a very old school JRPG. And I thought, you know what? I miss playing JRPGs. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play some JRPGs. So I thought I'll start with Final Fantasy VIII. I'll do maybe Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy X, depending on kind of what people want me to do. And by that point, Grandia should be released on PC. And with Grandia released on PC, I'll be able to... How old is it? Grandia came out about the same time as Final Fantasy VII. Hey, Brady! Welcome to the stream. How you doing, Brady? Final Fantasy came out roughly about the same time. Grandia came out roughly about the same time as Final Fantasy VII, but it's used an entirely different thing. Whereas Final Fantasy VII was polygonic, so it used the kind of like chunky polygons that you see in Final Fantasy VII. Grandia was using 2D flip sprites, so it used 2D sprites, which were beautifully drawn 2D sprites, and then when you turn to face another way, it flips over. And it really, really good. I loved Grandia. Hey, Brady. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing today, Brady? And so I thought, you know what? With that coming out on PC, I am really tempted to just, you know, have a go at streaming some... Because it's not like I stream to a big audience, so it doesn't really matter what I stream. It doesn't matter whether I stream new games or old games or fun games or boring games. Because like I stream to a very small audience and people can watch if they want, and if they don't want to watch, that I'm not making money off this, I just do this for fun. So if people don't want to watch and I just end up chatting to 1 or 2 people in the chat while I stream, I'm happy with that. So some of the bonuses you can get in here are kind of OP. Flask of magma skins, not bad. Black lotuses are pretty fine. We'll just throw those in here. I'll be leaving a bit early because I have to get off to work, so bye for now. No worries, Bakasura. Thank you very much for popping into the stream. Hope you enjoyed what you saw while you were here. And I hope you have a good day at work. Be chill, be relaxed, be calm. Smash all the people at work with sticks. No, wait, you're not supposed to do that last bit. Don't tell them I told you to do the last bit. The last bit's just between you and me. More viaducts! Ooh, yay, mystical fertilizer. That is exactly what I was hoping to get. One of the reasons I was handing in quests. So this watering can is a 1x1 watering can. But what we can do is we can start going up through the... I did, but work won't be nice. Oh, it sucks when work sucks. But unfortunately, it is one of those things. This is mystical fertilizer. Oh, that's fertilized essence, which is different to mystical fertilizer. Mystical fertilizer is made with fertilized essence. Okay. So I can make mystical fertilizer. But mystical fertilizer isn't the same thing as fertilized... Oh! Well, that's interesting. So yeah, I can get fertilized essence by using mystical fertilizer on these things, and that does seem to drop fertilized essence pretty quick. Okay. Curious, curious. Just make some blocks of Infernium. So if I wanted to make mystical fertilizer to get some more first off I can get my blocks of essence. Let's undo 2 blocks of essence. Or sorry, 2 stacks of essence. So then I can make some Prudentia essence. And we should be able to do this now because we've got 3 of those. So we've got up to the second core, which is 3x3, 5x5, 7x7, and then 9x9 at the top. Now what we can do is we can make this one because it just costs a theoretically infinite water source, which requires water essence and base metal nuggets. But I think they all require that anyway. So we do need to make water essence seeds. We do need to make some water essence seeds. But one of the things we can do is we can make it, and then when we want to enhance it, the only thing we need is the infinite water source, which is cheap, and the ingots, which are reasonably cheap. So when we want to upgrade it, we can actually use a core extractor to rip the core out of the tool, so we don't have to worry about making the lower level one sooner. And water seeds. Absolutely excellent. So let's make some mystical fertilizer, which we should be able to make pretty easily. This stuff, which is just diamonds and bone meal. And diamonds we should have a lot of. We've got 100 diamonds. We've still got over 100 diamonds. That's not a problem. Diamond armor-wise, I don't think we can turn diamond armor back into diamonds, can we? If we put it through a pulverizer, we can. And diamond horse armor, if we put it through a crusher, it becomes 6 diamond dust, which I think we can then enrich into diamond. Yeah, we can then enrich into diamond. So we can get plenty of diamonds from the stuff we're getting from our mob farm anyway, if we really, really want. Let's pop down the water essence here, and let's just bone meal up the water essence because we need water essence for what we want anyway. 3, 4... Then we can go and do some redstone maybe. It's Infernium, 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 redstone. So we got 5 mystical fertilizer from, or 5 mystical essence from that. Fertilized essence. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. That does allow us to upgrade this to the next level core, which requires us to make 2 more of the essence required and 1 block of gold. Now I'm wondering, do we have... Yes, we have some blue essence, which is good. And then we need gold. Have we got enough gold to make a block? We don't, but what we can do is we can melt down a whole bunch of armor. And also we have gold over here that's waiting to be done. All that iron out. Let's stop you from putting more stuff in. At the moment you're putting in, I don't know what you're putting in, some nickel, which is going to make us some electrum, some silver, and some invar. But oh well. Just throw in all this armor. This armor will melt down into pure gold, thankfully. I do like the fact that the smeltery does kind of remember what's been in there longest. So it melts down the stuff that's been in there the longest for the most part. We've got 6 ingots of invar, 4 of silver, 4 of electrum. Once some of the gold armor melts, we're going to have a bit more electrum, but that's fine. We need electrum anyway for some of the stuff later on. Gold, invar, silver, electrum. Yeah, not a problem. Bring gold to the bottom for a second. Once this block of iron is cooked, we're getting some gold out of here now. Excellent. There we go. And while that gold block is drying, switch it back to iron. Should have a gold block out of here any moment. There we go, and we can upgrade to the next level core. Core. So there's an intermedium core, which is a 5x5, I think, which is the same as this one. There's no real point going up to the 5x5 core at the moment, because the 5x5 is what we've got anyway. The Supremium core requires more fertilized essence, a block of diamond, and Supremium. Now we're getting Supremium from the mob, from the loot bags, but we've only got the one at the moment. Are you the only one watching, Adam? Let me have a look. We've got you watching and someone watching over on Twitch at the moment. It happens, dude. I'm a teeny tiny streamer. You can't expect me to have lots of people watching. And if you're the only one watching, thank you. I hope you enjoy. It's unfortunately the nature of being a small streamer is you can't really expect to have lots of people watching. If you expect to have lots of people watching, you're going to be sadly disappointed as a small streamer. People go and watch the big guys, unfortunately. Tis the nature of it. So let's grab a little bit more of the essence out of block form and make some more mystical fertilizer, because we need one more mystical essence. Fertilized essence. So we can make it a little bit more of you. And we can head back to our essence farm. We don't really need that much more water essence, so let's go to the dirt essence. See if we can get one more fertilized essence. There's our fertilized essence. Excellent. And we can head back to the central dome. And now we should be able to, if we get a block of diamond going, nice and easy, we should be able to upgrade this guy up to Supremium level. And now all we need for this is we need the infinite water source, which means we need a base metal ingot broken down into nuggets. And then the infinite water source should just be bloop, done. And then we need the 4 Supremium ingots, which means we need 4 Infernium ingots. 1, 2, 3. We need more base metal. 2. There's 4 of those. And then we can up those to these guys, which means we need more essence. Of course we do. So let's make some more of the second level essence. And we're going to need to make ourselves another crystal because we can't make the top level crystals yet because we just don't have enough essence. And then use of these, we can upgrade these to this, but we need the essence first. So let's make ourselves this essence. And then we can make ourselves the next level of these. So we've got 4 of those. And then we need to make 4 of these. We can make 1, 2, 3, and then we're out of that level of essence. Oh, and we're one of these essences off as well. And one of these essences off. Can we make one more? We can. Which means we can just slowly grind our way up through and then make one more of you. And then we can make ourselves a supremium level watering can. If we head out to the essence farm, when we use this boy, this should be a big old area of effect. Yeah, a nice big 7x7 area of effect. And it should grow mystical agriculture crops reasonably swiftly. But they're being harvested up pretty much as soon as they are ticking over to grown. Because we're leaving that thing just do its business without worrying about the cost of it, really. But yeah, that's a nice quick area of effect growth enhancer. Just in case we want to gather materials sooner. Hasn't really done anything for us quest-wise. Draconic Evolution wants us to get into the Draconic Information tablet. Which is really easy to make. And then we have some Draconic Cores, because we were lucky enough to get those from a loot bag. Giant compact chance cubes. Well, I know people are going to want me to open those. I know people are going to want me to open those. Let's go through to the Nether and open a couple of giant compact chance cubes. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So if we get a nuke, all we have to do is jump back through the portal. Cheeky sod. Let's see. Oi, you cheeky little endermite. Cheeky little smeg. Now, there's no point getting my level 3 chance pendants with these. It doesn't actually affect the giant cubes. Well, that one was mean. That one's spitting out dynamite. So while that one's spitting out dynamite, we're going to go over here and open another one. So we got dynamite. It's called art. So we got the potion splash. Potion splash is just lots and lots of damage, basically. Let's see what we get. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Another potion splash. See, the potion splash can be quite good in a way. Or in some ways. Oh, this thing's still potion splashing. You see, I've got gravity, but I've also got resistance, fire resistance, luck, haste, regeneration, strength, and speed. It is now building something. Oh, it's building a globe of liquid. Nice. I wonder what liquid we're going to get. Are we going to get the purple liquid of doom? Okay, so it's given us a whole bunch of different liquids. Tell you what I could do. I could pop back, grab some buckets, and we could just gather up a whole bunch of liquids. Got 75 buckets, and we can carry 64 in a stack. So, you know what? We can carry all of the buckets. So the question is, what fluids have we been given? Probably all of them, to be fair. But it's worth having just a nosy. I think the fluid globe is a reasonably good array of fluids. We got molten terrasteel. Okay, that's nice. We've got residue of hot. Okay. We've got molten Mirian. Mirian's quite hard to make. We got ourselves some clay. We got ourselves some liquid glass. Some dense fuel. Molten intermedium. Molten supremium. Nice. Molten tin. We've got pulsating iron, residue searing, molten aluminium. I mean, the molten supremium is pretty cool. That is vibrant alloy. This is sludge. We've got molten aluminium. End steel. I'll take end steel. Gelid cryothium. We've got dense fuel. Another sludge bucket. Okay, so sludge we don't really care about. What I will do is I'll pop down here and we can put the sludge in a little thing down here. Sludge, not really importante. Molten supremium we want, definitely. Molten tin, molten aluminium. Molten tin and aluminium, don't really care about those either. Just because I can make molten tin and molten aluminium. And apparently sludge eats that. So that's interesting. I think this over here is pretty mana steel. Okay. Then we've got, I think this is end steel. There's another molten end steel. That's molten glowstone, I think. Oh, molten gold. This is molten redstone alloy. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of quite nice things over there. I don't have any problem with that fluid globe, just because although a lot of the fluids are not sort of exactly what you'd want, a lot of the fluids are very useful. And quite a few of the fluids we can actually pump out. So I think if we turn you off temporarily, I think what we can do is we can put redstone alloy in here, and it gets pumped out into ingots. I think we can do this with a lot of things. Molten solarium. The end steel, which we've got a couple of buckets of. Now this stuff isn't going to mix with anything. 3 buckets of end steel. End steel I think is pretty hard to make as well. Like if I look up the recipe for end steel, we need end stone, dark steel, and obsidian. Yeah, that's not an easy recipe to make. Liquid sunshine. How do we make liquid? We make liquid sunshine in the vat with a sunflower, glowstone, and fire water. I'm not really sure what this is for. We can paint things with liquid sunshine. Not sure why we'd want to paint things as liquid sunshine, but we can. Okay. Molten supremium. That's a pity because this pours out into the ingots that we just made out of essence, unfortunately. But on the other side of things, like having those ingots extra and spare is not a bad thing in the slightest. It will give us the opportunity to use that to make tools in the future if we want to. Molten into medium, that can go in. Molten bronze. Cloud seed. Okay. Got a couple of buckets of gelid cryothium we can use later. Molten mana steel can go in and become ingots. Molten mirium can go in and become ingots. All this stuff is quite advanced alloys, so it's not going to alloy with anything. Terra steel won't alloy with anything unless there's mirium in there. Sorry, unless there's glass and mana steel and elementium in there, in which case it becomes mirium. Fuel, molten pulsating iron can go in there. Molten gold can go in there. So now we've got gelid cryothium, we've got vibrant alloy, that can go in there. We've got residue hot, oil hot, molten clay, liquid glass, liquid sunshine, molten aluminium, that can go in there. Residue and cloud seed, okay. A whole bunch of really random weird things. Now unfortunately a bucket worth is not enough to be an exact amount. Unfortunately, like a block or anything like that. But it gives us a few things. So we can slowly pour these out. See, it's got a little bit... I mean, we could make a nugget cast and we could pour it all out as nuggets, which would get it all, I think. Because I think a bucket is like 7 ingots plus 3 nuggets or something like that. But, well, it's not massively importante. Just slowly destroying this part of the nether over here. That didn't do anything. Okay. That didn't do anything. Oh no, it did. Oh, the first one made a village. I have no idea what the second one's going to do, but the first one made a full-on freaking... This is a big-ass village it's making. It's definitely making a village because there's paths. This is a huge village. Oh, and the second one is making a cube of lava. In the middle of the village. In the middle of the village, I go walking by the sea. Apples and iron in the words hi. That's fine. I'll take those. Free spuds. Actually, this is not bad because making dirt, although not difficult, is something that, like, you have to make dirt. So I now have, like, a huge amount of grass in the nether, including water in the nether, which is one of those things that, like, you can actually have water in the nether if you command block spawn it. Which is what these things do. These things do command block spawning. There's nothing I can really do about the, you know, expanding doom of lava in the center, but... We got any library, maybe? We have got a library, which means free books. Wait, I can still hear it making things. What's it making? Other than a giant-ass village. I heard it making things still. Ah, well. Free food, free dirt. Technically free wood if we wanted the wood. Strangely enough, wood is easier to make than dirt because we can bonsai tree it. Vein mine with a potato! We can take back a nice few stacks of just plain dirt. If we want to come back for grass later, we can come back for grass later. I wonder if you bone meal grass in the nether, does it make flowers? Does the nether actually have the flower map applied to it? That's actually an interesting thought. I've never really wondered what happens when the nether has grass in it. I've never really wondered if the nether has a flower map. I think I did actually find out that the nether may or may not have had a flower map in Forever Stranded Lost Souls. I just wasn't massively paying attention at the time. So I should probably know. Probably know. Now we shall vein mine with a carrot instead! As we all know, carrots are 13% faster than potatoes at vein mining. In the river of sea, in the valley of love. And dirt. And dirt. How big an area has it done this to? I have no idea what that originally was. That was a house of some variety. It has done this to a massive area. Luckily, it just missed my portal and didn't destroy my portal. And it also just missed this. But that's actually... what? Let's have a look. We've got... from here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks that way. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 chunks by 7 chunks because it goes into this mountain here. 7 chunks by 7 chunks. That is a big village. A 7 chunk by 7 chunk village. That's not to be sniffed at in any shape or form. And that's a lot of dirt. Like, 16 times 7 by 16 times 7 is a lot of dirt. So we definitely don't need dirt seeds anymore. Hooray! So we got some stuff. We got a few bits and pieces. Books, food, a little bit of random iron. You know, all the stuff that we desperately, desperately needed. All of the stuff that we couldn't possibly have lived without. In the Valley of Green. There we go. That's all the dirt we gathered. Which is a reasonable sized plot. We could do another one of these plots if we wanted to. Thanks to that dirt. Ah, so it does collect mystical fertilized essence. Excellent. So it does actually collect the fertilized essence as well, just very slowly. Cool, cool. Excellent, eh? Oh. Okie dokie. I think I will call the stream here. We've only got one person watching between the two sites. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I have been the Gaming Droid. Tomorrow we will get back to some Final Fantasy VIII. And I will see you all in another stream. Bye-zy-bye, everybody.